Alright, so a lot of people are afraid of trying new things. They're so used to doing the same thing over and over that changing up the routine doesn't even cross their path. So today my quote is, "The mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work unless it's open." And the way I interpret this is obviously being open-minded and trying new things. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about the causes and effects. So what causes us to not be open-minded and the consequences to that. So one of the causes obviously is fear of trying new things. You're scared of maybe failing or not being really good at that. So an example for me was I was raised playing soccer throughout my life, so I didn't really get to experience any other sport. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, and the fear that, oh, maybe I wasn't good at basketball, or maybe I wasn't good at hockey. Another cause can be just not being introduced to that. So yeah, like for example, again in sports, not being introduced to certain things. Like maybe as well in school, like in classes, you're kind of scared of taking that class because it wasn't something that you were introduced before, maybe in high school, so you're not really confident in doing that. So what are the consequences of that? Obviously, you lack experiencing new things. An example for that was my friend recently invited me to go skydiving, and I wasn't really open-minded to doing that because of the fear. But once I saw the videos of him doing it, I saw that, I missed out on something like really cool and something unique that not a lot of people have the courage to do. So yeah, in conclusion, I feel that people should be open-minded and not be afraid to try new things because you can miss a lot in life. Thank you.
I'm probably gonna do it soon. I know I'm doing it. Well, I'm gonna do tandems, obviously. I'm not gonna be doing any of that crap. I'm just gonna be scoreless super. Yeah. Like Elsinore. My sister, she teacher to do it. So she dropped out of the at the same time. She's coming to visit. She's coming to visit. Probably.
All right, well, I think you have a good, clear statement at the beginning to get our attention. The link to the quote is good. You've got an excellent preview of what the supporting material is going to be. So the start of the speech is solid. Now, when you get to the content of the speech, I think that you do a little bit of development on that first point when you're talking about the causes, less development on the second point when you're talking about the effects. And I like the details that you had at first, but you don't really provide us with a story about some of those things. You mentioned the sports comparison, for instance, and I was waiting to hear about, how you kind of stayed in your niche, your little environment with the soccer thing, and how that created problems for you, or how you tested yourself and tried some other things and overcame your fear, or you didn't get any examples of that. It was just mentioned as a subject, and again, there's not much elaboration on it, and I think that a more detailed story would be helpful. The skydiving one is a little bit better because you've got some details there. You're talking about how you admire your friend after having looked at the video of their experience, and you're thinking, geez, I've missed out on that opportunity. I like that a little bit more. I think we need more of that kind of thing in the presentation. The presentation issues are very solid for the most part. Your pacing is good. Your facial expressions seem to be reflecting what you're thinking for us. There's no obvious anxiety issues. There's some natural gestures while you're speaking. It's a little bit brief, and the conclusion I felt was a little bit rushed, but you do have, like I said, a pretty good point, and I thought that you did a good job with coming up with something to talk about. Just need to elaborate on it a little bit more, and I think you're going to be fine. All right, especially after you jump.